Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome back to Follow a Sketch February. Today I am actually using a 2-page sketch from my Pinterest board. You can find the link down below. This sketch has 5 photos, and I've pulled out 5 photos from a retreat trip to Chicago. So I have some photos of the bean, and then I also have a photo of the buildings in the bean, and then I turned around and took a photo of the buildings. So all of these are going to go on one layout. I'm using my For the Love of Homemade kits, and let's see what I can do. I actually cut out a little bit of the video, you guys. I had spent some time cutting these paper strips, and really you saw nothing but the 2 blank pages, and then like a paper strip would fly over because I would cut off to the side, and then a minute later or so another paper strip would fly over, and I was like, they don't need to see the flying paper strips. They don't need to see that whatsoever. The only bad thing is I had placed the paper strips and figured out exactly where I wanted them the day before. I had actually put down these layers, and I didn't remember what I actually, had set up. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't think about looking back at my video until literally just now while I'm talking about it, saying I had no idea what was going on there. I always seem to have the great ideas while I'm doing the voiceover. Maybe I should just start writing down things while I'm voiceovering. I don't know. So I'm sitting here looking around my room while I'm messing with these little paper strips, and I have a thick stack of layouts that need to be put into albums. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But I'm going to have a layout share video, so that'll be exciting. I'm going to have a new homemade kit video. I'm also going to have a how to kill a kit with style video. It's going to be kits. It's going to be all kits all the time up in here. So those things will be coming up shortly, and lots of fun things. I even feel like I have to get a larger format planner because my planner squares are so small, and I really like looking at the month at a time as opposed to weekly. So maybe I need to find me a new monthly planner / calendar. That's big format. I got to figure that out. Okay. Now I've been rambling a whole bunch, and the only thing I've been doing over here is trimming the paper strips and just building up little clusters of them on the upper part and the lower part of the layout. So I am following the sketch, but I do make it my own, and I'm completely happy and okay with that. You don't have to follow a sketch exactly. I hope that I have said that enough over the course of the month while I've been doing Follow a Sketch February. I just can't stress that enough. I know some people get stressed out when they have to follow a sketch if there aren't any measurements, because they feel like they have to follow the sketch exactly. If you want to follow a sketch exactly, go for it. If you want to look at it and never look at it again and then scrapbook, go for it. Just do it. I just can't stress that enough. So now it is time for me to arrange my photos, and my photos are arranged in such a way that I think they make sense. They really aren't arranged to match up to the sketch. I definitely wanted the photo of the reflection of the buildings in the bean next to the buildings that they were reflecting. I definitely wanted that. And ultimately, this is not the exact same layout that the photos stay in. The bottom photo scoots over a little bit. And I haven't decided if I'm going to add journaling to this yet or not. Now, see, this is my usual, I guess, issue. So a lot of the times people will look at my layouts and they'll be like, didn't journal a lot there, did you, Sandy? And sometimes I'm like, nope, sure didn't. But when I have a lot of photos from the same event, I really don't like wax poetic a lot on the journaling on multiple layouts. I might put a little bit of journaling on each layout, or I might have like one layout that just has a crap ton of journaling, but it's not like something I feel like I have to just go on and on and on about in a layout, because, you know, I much prefer to run my mouth than I do to write on my layouts. So there is that. Now I am using my homemade kit, and I definitely like put a dent in it. There is not a whole lot of paper left, and as you guys know, I went a little nuts with this homemade kit. I really did. I went a little nuts with the homemade kit. For some reason, I didn't think that the kit would be able to really last through the entire month, because I was thinking I was going to be doing the Follow a Sketch February throughout the month, so I needed like lots of material. And, you know, I didn't need to scrapbook with the homemade kit each time. So I'm hoping with 2 different kits to work from, plus my stash, because when I create a kit, I never just work from the kit. I like to have a big option of things, and honestly, any kit that I'm making these days has to have some sort of glitter to it, because I am definitely embracing all things glittery. Like, it almost should be shining, shimmering, splendid state goddess, but that might be a little bit much, so we're not going to do that. Now these frames are from Pink Fresh Studio, and these coppery vellum things are from Close to My Heart. And I just thought that they were a good match. I really wanted to have that I'm blanking, the little vellum piece that has memories on it. I really wanted to be able to use that on this layout. It didn't make it on the layout, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I can definitely use it somewhere else. But I really just liked the little pops of copper. And I feel like copper only had a tiny, tiny little bit of time to be like a real star of the scrapbooking industry. Like, it was only a little bit. It seems like we just can't get away from gold and the silver holographic foil. And if we could just get rid of the holographic foil for a little while, that would make me ridiculously happy. It just would. So I'm trying to really just decorate these little bits right here. I'm trying to bring interest to the page because there is a lot of literal white space right now. And I usually don't have white cardstock as a background like this. I am normally a pattern paper kind of girl, or if I do a white cardstock background, there's some sort of mixed media on it, so it isn't like this big stark white base looking at you. However, with this layout, I didn't add the mixed media. I didn't do that. And I could have, because this homemade kit has acrylic paint in it. Like, there are options I could have done. And of course I could have brought in some of the glitter, but I just didn't. So yeah, we're trying to make it work. Now, one of my favorite things to do, and it has been a favorite thing to do for a while, is to take two little banner tails and kind of have them coming out of a label or a sticker or something like that. And you can see that I'm doing it over here on this circle frame underneath of the heart. Ultimately, I do add a third banner there just because I think that the pop of color was a little bit necessary. It was starting to feel a little not exciting over there. And, my pages can't can't feel boring. They just can't. If I'm scrapbooking and I don't want, I want people to look at my layouts, and I want people to flip through the albums, and I don't want them to look at it and be like, it's all right. Like, I want people to be drawn in. I want stuff to catch their eye, and I want to be like, oh, you went to Chicago? Like, I want that to be there. I want that interest in that kind of like spark. And that is definitely something that I strive for in my own layouts. And it's not necessarily for other people. It is to the extent that it's, I want people to be drawn in, but really I scrapbook for me. And, I don't care if that sounds selfish, but for right now, it's for me. And I feel like I've probably already gone down this tangent at least once during Follow a Sketch February. But that just means my thoughts have stayed the same. I'm sure that there are older videos on my channel where I've said things and I probably think completely differently now. But you know what? That's okay, because, I'm a woman and I can change my mind if I want to, right? And most of the time I say, well, I'm Sandy and I do what I want. And that's kind of, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it's kind of serious as well. Like, there is a level of seriousness to that. Like, I really do what I want. Oh, that's sad. I'm sitting here and my washi tape is in a little carousel thing right here. And I went to go tighten the silver one and it is almost empty. So that's sad. So there's where I add that third little banner there. And it's just because I feel like it needed a little excitement. So I take the vellum and the copper die cut here, this little heart. I'm running through a Xyron sticker machine. That is the biggest tip I have to run vellum. If you have small little bits of vellum like this, you can run it through the Xyron X. If you have larger bits of vellum, you can run it through a larger Xyron. But what it does is it evenly puts the adhesive over the back of the vellum, so you really don't see the adhesive through your vellum piece. I remember when vellum was big back in the day, and there were so many different kinds of adhesives that were supposed to be vellum friendly. And I think I tried all of them and none of them worked. And eventually I just got to the point where I was like, whatever, I don't care if you see the glue, it's going in the album. So yeah. Now I decided to, instead of using this frame and placing it over there on the second side of the page, I decided to go ahead and cut into the frame and basically use it as a secondary embellishment to the first frame. And I like the fact that these little chipboard frames are all different shapes and different sizes, and it's not really like just sitting there and boring. Like, it's not boring. Now, I thought about bringing this frame piece over here somehow. And that, as you can see, it didn't work out in the end. I went ahead and trimmed it down and basically extended the frame and made it larger so that it could wrap around this frame. And I'm okay with the fact that you can kind of see through this frame, even though I have backed the other frames. And that might seem a little bit weird, but to me it makes sense. Like, it makes sense in my head because this is the secondary frame. It's not the one that is supposed to be drawing you in. So, people, I gotta say, I am tired. Like, I am tired tonight. So I got off of work, I came home, hung out with Lana for just a few minutes, just catching up and stuff before she went off to bed. And it's almost midnight and I am tired. I got up very early this morning when my husband left for work and I couldn't fall back to sleep. I finally fell back to sleep and I only slept for 20 minutes. So I'm I'm just tired. Like, I can't believe how tired I just got all of a sudden. So hopefully coherent thoughts will be leaving my head and you won't be like, Sandy, I'm not exactly sure what you said or what you meant, but girl, whoa. So hopefully you won't have that going on. Can I just say that I really love that tree sticker right there that is on the sticker sheet. And if only there were more trees in these photos, I would have popped that sticker on this layout somewhere because I really liked it. But as it is, there really aren't any trees in the photo whatsoever. It's a very concrete-y area. Yes, concrete-y. I made that up, and it's a word now. It's a word. Fun fact. So yeah, I decide to add on these little sticker flowers across the page, and that gives me a little bit of a repeat of the floral that's in these strips. And I feel like the kind of rainbow-esque paper that I am using at the top and the bottom of the layout, like all the colors I have repeated somewhere. So it's not just like this kind of wannabe rainbow piece of paper. It actually pulls the colors in from around the entire layout. So I'm using these dark wood veneer stickers and I'm just spelling out Chicago. And so the title says Chicago Love. I know, like super, super creative. I really don't feel like I have to come up with a like totally rocking, amazing title every single time. I do get a very good pleasure feeling. Like it makes my day when I come up with some sort of witty title, a pleasure feeling. Oh my word, I'm starting to sound like X-rated videos over here. I swear it's not. It's just something that like, you like. You're like, yeah, I came up with that super creative title. So anyway, goodness, there is that. Okay, I totally lost track of what I was saying. Yeah. Okay, so I have these acrylic hearts from Close to My Heart, and I'm sprinkling these around the page. In this way, I feel like I'm kind of bringing the white to the forefront, so it's not just in the background. Like I feel like this is a way that I'm kind of like smushing the layers together on the layout. And this is also a very different layout for me. Not only do the photos not overlap at all, they also have no mats. So I'm just feeling like I'm stretching myself out of my comfort zone a little bit because I got all this white. My photos aren't overlapping at all. I don't have a ton of layers. And like this is just a little bit different for me, but I like it. I really do like the layout. And that's good. You should be able to stretch yourself and you should be able to push yourself past the comfort zone and really just enjoy it. Now, I do try out a few other little things. I do end up keeping the 2019 date over here in this little scalloped framed bubble type thingy. But I do try out a couple other stickers and they just don't work. Like it doesn't work. I feel like I could add something to some of these areas, but the options I have in front of me aren't the correct options. And I really didn't feel like getting up and digging through my stuff to find the perfect option. I really just wanted it to be easy. So even though I wanted that arrow on the page and I thought that it would look good and it would be cute and all that kind of stuff, ultimately it doesn't make it. It just doesn't. And I'm okay with that. So here are some close-ups. As you can see, I did add some copper splatters after I turned off the camera. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you again real soon, tomorrow, for another video.